Okay, good afternoon. It's good to see all of you here this Friday afternoon. We call this special meeting for Friday, June 3rd, 2022 to order at 1:32 p.m. Marcella, it's good to have you back. Roll call, please, Marcella.
Dr. Beckett?
Dr. Bankus is on her way. She should be joining us momentarily.
Mrs. Daniels?
Mrs. Daniels is on excused absence. She's not going to be here today.
Mr. Jorgensen?
Here.
Mr. Loma?
Here.
Mr. Malpacum?
Here.
Mrs. Nelson?
Here.
Mrs. Ott?
Here.
So we have 5 board members in person in attendance. Director Banker should be joining us, and Director Daniels is on excused absence. Vice President Jorgensen, can you please make the motion to adopt the agenda?
Yes, I move that the Board of Education adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Marcella, roll call, please.
Mr. Jorgensen?
Aye.
Mr. Loma?
Aye.
Mr. Malpacum?
Aye.
Mrs. Nelson?
Aye.
Mrs. Ott?
Aye.
And Secretary Bankus is joining us too, right now. So the ayes have it. The motion has been adopted as presented. Director Loma, can you please make the motion to enter into executive session?
I move that the Board of Education convene in executive session pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute 24-6-402-4I. The particular matter for discussion is interviewing and prioritizing finalists and instruction personnel and representatives regarding contract negotiations for the position of superintendent after public interviews have been completed as allowed by Colorado law.
Second.
Moved and seconded. So to let the public know and people who are watching, we are going to enter into executive session, and the executive session is scheduled for about 30 minutes, possibly as much as 60 minutes if necessary, and then we'll return anywhere from 2 to 2:30 back into the boardroom. Roll call, please, Marcella.
Mrs. Bankus?
Aye.
Mr. Jorgensen?
Aye.
Mr. Loma?
Aye.
Mr. Malpacum?
Aye.
Mrs. Nelson?
Aye.
Mrs. Ott?
Aye.
The ayes have it. With that, we will enter into executive session and return back between 2 and 2:30. Thank you. Okay, good afternoon again, everyone. After executive session, we are reconvening in public session at 2:47 p.m. There is no need to modify the agenda after executive session. There is one action item on the agenda this afternoon, which is Resolution 2022-61, appointing a finalist as superintendent. And before Treasurer Nelson reads the resolution, I just want to provide a brief update to the community. Over the past 3 months, beginning in March, the board, with the help of our search firm McPherson and Jacobson, has conducted a thorough, rigorous, and transparent interview process to find the next superintendent for D11. On May 7th, 2022, we narrowed our initial candidate list from 35 to 3 finalists. We hosted the 3 finalists on May 23rd and 24th. The finalists toured some of our schools, participated in interviews with stakeholder groups, which were exec pros, teachers, ESPs, parents, community members, and students. The candidates had multiple interviews with the board, including a public interview on May 24th at the Tesla Auditorium. The board had an opportunity to review all the stakeholder input, comprehensive reports that was provided to us by the search firm. And I want to underscore that this entire process was conducted in a completely transparent manner with multiple opportunities for community to weigh in. And our community did just that. Throughout this entire process, we had over 1,500 touch points from our community, providing direct feedback to the board, answering surveys, participating in community meetings, and filling out the feedback form. So on behalf of the entire board, I want to thank our community for weighing in. With your input, it was much appreciated. Your feedback guided our work and helped us arrive at this point. So at this point, we have 3 strong, highly qualified candidates, all capable of bringing dynamic, visionary leadership to District 11. Even the Gazette editorial I was looking at our newspaper a couple of days back acknowledged in a couple of their recent opinion pieces, and I quote, that the D11 board deserves accolades and great credit for picking 3 outstanding and extraordinary finalists. And the feedback we received, we heard from various stakeholder groups and community members confirmed that any of these 3 finalists can step in, provide strong leadership, and lead District 11. It was just validation that the board picked the best 3 finalists, each of them bringing exceptional credentials and unique skill set. It only made the board's job infinitely harder in picking one candidate from that pool of 3, which in my opinion is a great problem to have. And I want to thank all the 3 candidates for their time, energy, and their commitment throughout this process. It was very obvious they spent multiple hours researching our district, watching board meetings, dissecting data, and engaging with our community. It was exciting to hear from the board side some of the innovative ideas they brought to the table. So sincere appreciation from the entire board and District 11 to the 3 candidates finalists. With that, Treasurer Nelson, could you please make the motion to adopt Resolution 2022-61?
My mic. Whereas the Board of Education has considered the candidates included in district's list of finalists for the position of superintendent, and whereas the Board of Education has selected a finalist to appoint as superintendent, and whereas the board declared its finalists at least 14 days before the Board of Education makes this appointment pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute 24-6-402 3.5. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Education of Colorado Springs School District 11 that Michael Gall be appointed to the position of Superintendent for Colorado Springs School District 11, subject to successful employment contract negotiations. Approved this 3rd day of June 20th, 2022 by a vote of 6, and we know.
No, we haven't
Oh,
taken
I'm
a vote.
sorry.
Okay, we haven't taken a vote yet. Okay.
Okay, so I move that the Board of Education approve Resolution 2022-61 to appoint the finalists for the superintendent position.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Before we take a vote on the resolution, do board members have any comments?
I'll just share that I want to thank the community for being so involved and appreciate the guidance that we received. Thank you for the candidates. All 3 were very qualified and very well prepared as we went through this process, and appreciate your hard work and desire to be our superintendent. And we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And I am also just very excited to work with Mr. Gall in the coming months.
Any other thoughts from board members? Director Loma.
Well, I just want to share that the process was very exhaustive. We started with 35 to 10 to 3, and then it was really tight on the 3s. We had to bring them back again to share their thoughts. And I just want to mention that in bringing them back, that's when I really began to see a separation for the candidate we chose. He began to interview himself right into the spot. So I think the district will be pleased. But it was a tough choice. And I guess this is why we got elected, to make the hard decisions. I'm sure everybody had their horse, in the race, and we meant no harm to anyone who didn't get their candidate, but we did do our due diligence and did a lot of work behind it. So I think what amazed me is that it was pretty obvious from every one of us that this was going to be our next superintendent, and so I'm pleased again with the process. All the work, our search firm did all the hard legwork and brought us candidates. So I think I really believe that D11 will benefit, will grow, and this is just the beginning of good things to come.
Thank you. Director Jorgensen.
Yeah, just to piggyback on Director Loma's piece, the feedback that we got, the responses that we had, I categorize those in pro-con charts for every candidate, and we kind of vetted those then. And the things that people had as goods and concerns, we vetted through our executive sessions to kind of make sure that those were things that we had heard from the community that we then said, hey, is this gonna be a point or something we need to address? So we were very candid with all of our candidates about the pros and the cons of each person, and so we vetted them out thoroughly, and that's where I do believe that coming to Mr. Gall, that we are aligned with what we want going forward with the district, and that we're on the right track. So I'm excited to get started.
Any other comments from board members? Okay, so I want to add a couple of comments, and I talked initially about all three candidates bringing distinct strengths and skill sets. After multiple interviews, it became evident that Mr. Gall's skill set aligned perfectly with the district needs at this point in time. And it also matched with what our stakeholder feedback was as to what our community was looking for in our superintendent. So Mr. Gall brings creative, out-of-the-box solutions to some of the challenges facing the district in upcoming months. He made it clear that he's going to be a visible presence in our schools, engaging with our staff, students, and parents. And in general, central administration moving closer and leaning into schools and providing that consistent servant leadership. That is going to help us build relationships and restore trust at all levels. So, and the other thing I want to make it clear to our community, the board through its priorities has clearly committed and stated that we are going to be fierce advocates for our students and staff. That is a non-negotiable for this board, and I'm excited that we have a leader in Mr. Gall who will deliver on that promise and ensure our students are not only meeting their potential but also exceeding it. Our students deserve nothing less. And under Mr. Gall's leadership, we are going to build a culture where our staff are going to be supported, celebrated, and resourced to deliver those improved student outcomes. Our staff also deserve nothing less. So the board and I look forward to a productive and collaborative relationship with Mr. Gall. I cannot be more excited for the future of District 11. So I look forward to working with Mr. Gall, and our other board directors summarized everything else, and I second them. So with that, roll call, please, Marcella.
Dr. Bankus?
Aye.
Mr. Jorgensen?
Aye.
Mr. Loma?
Aye.
Mr. Malpacum?
Aye.
Mrs. Nelson?
Aye.
Mrs. Saad?
Aye.
So the motion passes. One more thing I want to add, Director Daniels is not present here today, but through the discussion, even though Director Daniels is not officially voting, she also indicated to us that Mr. Gall is her choice. So it is, the board unanimously supports and endorses Mr. Michael Gall as the next superintendent of Colorado Springs School District 11 and authorizes our district to begin contract negotiations with Mr. Gall. So with that, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Roll call, please. Marcella.
Dr. Bankus?
Aye.
Mr. Jorgensen?
Aye.
Mr. Loma?
Aye.
Mr. Malpacum?
Aye.
Mrs. Nelson?
Aye.
Mrs. Saad?
Aye.
The ayes have it. We are adjourned, and thank you guys again for taking a little bit of time on your Friday afternoon to be here.
All right.
And there's cake if anybody wants it.